Hey, what's good, 10K gang? Now, today's video, I'm going to be talking about Brandon Jennings. Now, it's official. He's now playing for the Milwaukee Bucks once again. He has signed a 10-day contract with them just a couple hours ago. And before he signed this contract, he was playing with a G League team called the Wisconsin Herds. He was averaging 20 points a game, 8 assists, and 2 steals. And before he was playing for that G League team, he was playing overseas in China. Now, I just want to give you guys my opinion on Brandon Jennings signing this contract. And, let's just talk about the Milwaukee Bucks giving Brandon Jennings his 10-day contract. Now, first, I'm very excited that Brandon Jennings is coming back to the NBA. He's been going through a lot playing for the NBA and everything. And I know you guys remember when he first got drafted to the Milwaukee Bucks. Brandon Jennings was literally the franchise of the whole Bucks organization. Every time you think of the Bucks, you think of Brandon Jennings because he was always playing good. And I know you guys remember that whole duo with him and Monte Ellis. Basically, them two guys was playing really, really good together. They was playing good enough to get their team to the playoffs, but every time they make it to the playoffs, they'll be at least a seed. And right when the playoffs come, they'll play against the Miami Heat, because back then, the Miami Heat was the best team in the league. It was like first seed every year. So just like every time when the playoffs come, the Milwaukee Bucks had to play the Miami Heat the first round. They would get blown out 4-0. Basically, they kept losing. They just got fed up of losing the first round. And plus, Brandon Jennings' contract was about to be up. He was about to be a free agent soon. So just like, the GM took all matters in his own hands. You know what I mean? So basically, he just traded Brandon Jennings to the Detroit Pistons. And honestly, in my opinion, he shouldn't have traded Brandon Jennings, because before he even went to the Pistons, Brandon Jennings wasn't even injured. He was still in his prime. Brandon Jennings was getting buckets. But anyways, right when Brandon Jennings went to the Detroit Pistons, that was his whole new journey with a different team, right? So he was playing good with the Detroit Pistons and everything first. Then a year later, he tore his ACL and he was out for a while. It was a really bad injury. And I think that was Brandon Jennings' first major injury like that. So he was out for a while off of that ACL tear. Then he finally came back. He was still playing for the Detroit Pistons. Then he only played a couple games in. But around that time when he came back, they was already looking for Reggie Jackson, because Reggie Jackson was playing for the OKC Thunder, right? So then they was already looking for a new point guard, which was Reggie Jackson, because he was playing good back then with the Thunder. So they finally got Reggie Jackson, and that's when they decided to trade Brandon Jennings. So as you can see, Brandon Jennings went to the New York Knicks right after that. And he played behind Derrick Rose at the New York Knicks. He was playing okay, He wasn't playing bad. He was playing okay. But as you can see, the Knicks still didn't go nowhere, even when they had Carmelo, Derrick Rose, and Porzingis. And after that, he got traded to the Washington Wizards. So it was already half of the season when they traded him to the Wizards. And basically, he only played a couple games with the Wizards. But then he did go to the playoffs with them, but he didn't have no playing time at all. He was literally on the bench most of the playoffs. So once they lost the playoffs, they didn't waive Brandon Jennings. So that's when his whole journey making it back to the NBA had started over. He then decided to go to China. He played overseas in China for a couple of games. Then he came back to the U.S. and went to the G League and played for the Wisconsin Herds. And, he was getting buckets with the Herds and everything. And as you can see, the Milwaukee Bucks has called him back to come back to their franchise and help them out, just because they're AC right now. The Bucks really do need help because they trying to make it to the playoffs. They're AC. The Miami Heat just passed them and got the 7th seed. So just like they trying to fight for their AC, because the Detroit Pistons is right behind them. So of course they're only going to sign for a 10-day contract, just because they're not going to sign on a big contract and just go ahead of themselves. They're going to test him first and see how he plays and see if he fits with the team first. Then, if he's playing good his first 2 games or something like that, they probably going to sign him for the rest of the season. Just like the same thing that happened with Derrick Rose with the Timberwolves. They signed him for the rest of the season. So just like Brandon Jennings is basically going through the same thing. So I know he's going to get signed probably for the rest of the season. But he just got to do his part and play very, very good his first couple games, Like I said, the Bucks are AC, so they desperate for someone to come in and help them score and give them points so they can at least keep that AC. Because right now, the Miami Heat, they're winning every game. So Miami Heat is not going down no more. They probably going up. So it's just like the Bucks, they just trying to get to the 7th seed or keep that AC spot, because the Detroit Pistons is right behind them, and they fighting. The Detroit Pistons is fighting to make it to the playoffs. So it's just like the Bucks got to make sure they can keep that AC. But hopefully, Brandon Jennings will just go there and do his thing and just show the Bucks that, look, I'm y'all best option. I'm going to help y'all stay in the playoffs and make it in the playoffs and stuff like that. So basically, Brandon Jennings just got to do his thing, do what he's known for doing. And yeah, and hopefully he'll get signed on a max contract with the Bucks, and he can just play the rest of his career with the Bucks. And that would be cool, man. That really would be cool, seeing Brandon Jennings playing the rest of his career with the Bucks, just because he is known for playing for the Bucks. We all remember Brandon Jennings playing for the Milwaukee Bucks. So just like, he should finish his career out with the Bucks just because that's his team, man. But yeah, you guys, I thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you press that notification button. TK Gang, we out.